Welcome to the Galvanize with Gavin podcast. This is your host, baseball player and entrepreneur, Gavin Johns. This podcast will empower you to reach your fullest potential in life. Inspirational stories, keys to success, and practical methods to overcome life's challenges will be revealed. I encourage you to be the light in the lightning and spark a positive change in the world today. What I'm doing, we got Galvanize with Gavin. Special guest Teauna Anderson. Happy to have Teauna on. Teauna, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Excited for this podcast. Beautiful day outside. It's 100 degrees, so I'm cooking out there doing the workouts. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. So wanted to do an introduction like I've been doing. Do one for Teauna, of course. So Teauna is from Clarksville, Tennessee, originally. We met at Tennessee Tech University. She's amazing and a great athlete as well. She does track and field. She competed in the 200, the 400, and the relays, the 4x4 and the 4x1. Super fast. You can definitely beat me in a race. So with track and field, she was 3-time Ohio Valley Conference champion. And outside of sports for school, she just finished up her Bachelor's of Science degree in interdisciplinary studies with a concentration in youth studies and human ecology. And she was also the president of Xi Alpha chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority at Tennessee Tech. So very impressive. Now she is currently a graduate assistant for the diversity fellowship team at Tennessee Tech graduate studies. And so she's doing a lot of great things in this world, definitely making it a better place. So excited to have you on, Teauna. Thanks again for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. All right, so the first question I wanted to ask on Galvanize with Gavin video podcast was about track and field. So if you wouldn't mind sharing with everyone maybe a little bit about your story, how you got into track and field, and kind of what inspires you and motivates you to keep running fast.
What started me running track? I've been running since I would say like 6 or 7. I was never really like an athletic kid. I always liked to be in the house. I didn't like outside. I hated bugs. I didn't like any of that. So as I got older, my mom would kind of just force me into sports, and I didn't like anything. I did soccer. I did softball. I did cheerleading. I did basketball. I just did everything, and I just didn't like none of it. I got to high school, and then my high school coach, her and my mom had a relationship that I didn't know of. They had a friendship, let me say. They had a friendship. And she kind of just called my mom and was like, I want her to run track. And my mom was like, you're going to track practice. So that's kind of how it started. I hated it. I hated it at first. I could not stand it. I didn't like running. It was too much. But once I started seeing the success of it around like my sophomore year of high school, then it kind of was like, okay, like I can kind of go to college for this and get my degree, things of that nature. So throughout my 4 years of high school, I trained pretty much like a collegiate athlete. My bonus dad, he ran for LSU. So I had my own personal track and field trainer. We would have 5 a.m. weights. I would go to school from 7:30 to 2:30. I would go to my regular practice at school. Then I would go to train in Nashville with the track club called Training Ground. And I was just training.
Yeah, hard.
So that's where it got me to where I am today, and I'm grateful. Even though I didn't give a lot of attitude back then, I didn't understand what was on until I got to college. So I'm very grateful that I had someone there to push me and kind of keep my head on straight.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing part of that story, and it's encouraging. I think a lot of people, they see people competing in sports, and they don't really know how much actually goes into the sport. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of late hours, a lot of early hours, like you said. So to kind of build off that, just so people have an idea, what does some of that training look like? It's got to be pretty intense. I ran track back in the day, but not on that level. So what
Yeah.
kind of what does that look like?
Well, high school and collegiate is two completely different levels. I didn't realize it until my freshman year of college. I think I don't want to say it was my first week of practice. It was like my second week of practice, and it was like, do I want to still like? I literally questioned myself, like, do I want to still do this? We would have 6 a.m. weights. We would get done with weights around like 6:45. Then we would have practice at 8 a.m. and then you have classes for the rest of the day. So then we have study hall. So it was a lot. Training is but compared from high school to college, it's completely different. Here it's more and more intense. You have to really and truly like learn the pros of taking care of yourself and your body, eating right, sleeping, drinking water. I did not do that my freshman year. I thought I could just do what I wanted to do. I didn't have to drink water, and I caught so many cramps. I had so many new problems wrong with me that I didn't even know I could have. So training was definitely hard. It was like mental, but I'm grateful that I did just stick it out because mentally I'm stronger with a lot of like situations outside of track. Like in my life, I can kind of like mentally push myself through a lot of things because I had no choice but to do that during my practices. Even there was times I was just like, I'm gonna just say I can't do this. I'm gonna just walk off the track. But my coaches, they never went for any of that. It was like, I can tell there's nothing wrong with you, so you're gonna finish this workout whether you want to or not. So I
Wow.
could do it over time.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. That was jam packed with a lot of value. I think a lot of people can learn from that. That mental aspect is huge. Those tough workouts, being able to push through that, overcome that, has probably helped you in a lot of different areas of life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an obstacle because life is tough. It's not easy, and
Very.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So, in addition to that, how did you balance such a busy schedule? With training, with school, your social life. How did you manage to do that?
Honestly, looking back, I do know. I mean, first, of course, just praying and asking God to get me through because freshman year was like a big challenge for me. I'm very family oriented, so being away from my family and having to be out here pretty much by myself, in a sense, it was like a huge shock to me. But just my faith definitely kind of got me through majority of the time. No, well, not majority of the time, all the time. But also just my coaching, every coaching staff that I had, they've always been supportive. It was nothing we had an open door policy, so it was nothing I couldn't like come to them and be like, hey, like I might not be able to do practice today. Like mentally, I need like a day to myself to kind of like get everything down. But any advice I would give is to just have a set schedule. Know like, okay, I'm gonna set 3 hours to do my homework. I'm gonna go to practice, may come home, take a nap, will shower, take a nap, eat, homework, study hall, and then another person that helped me the most was Miss Levita.
Yeah.
If it was not for Miss Levita, I don't know. I just don't know.
The best.
Ashley Kaiser, they definitely, and Miss Samantha, they've all three of them have helped me tremendously. Like I went into her office plenty of times and was like, I'm finna just drop out. I can't do this. But she was like, no, you're not. She would send me motivational quotes and just call and check on me. So between my faith and then having my coaches and Miss Levita and their team and even my mom and my grandmother, they've always been very supportive. They would just call me and like make sure I'm on my P's and Q's. So I have a strong support system. Just to sum it all up.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's super, super valuable. You know what I mean? To have that support system to help you get through those moments. Because we can't go through this life on our own, and we need the help tapping into that bigger power with God and with our support system of others, So, no, it's awesome. Thanks definitely for sharing that. Um, I wanted to ask the next question about, kind of what you're involved with now, So if you wouldn't mind telling everybody a little bit about that graduate assistant job with the Diversity Fellowship team and what you all stand for.
So basically, I just pretty much travel to different schools around Tennessee. We may go to Kentucky, but probably like WKU or somewhere that's kind of like closer to Tennessee. And I just pretty much kind of recruit either undergraduate students who are going to graduate and are thinking about going to grad school, or even students who want to transfer from like another grad school to tech grad school. And I pretty much just give them information on the programs we offer, the departments, if they wanted to transfer, how they could get a GA position as well. And they could get their tuition and fees paid for, and also get a monthly stipend to kind of help with expenses, because bills don't stop. So they do, like Tech does also offer a stipend. Um, and I pretty much just give them information, as much information as I can off the top of my head about Tennessee Tech. And then whatever else information I can't get, if they have like more program specific questions, I kind of just make sure that they have a contact with the actual department that they're interested in, and then kind of like help them as far as like an application process, how to apply, and things of that nature.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a great,
Yeah.
great thing you're a part of, and I know you're the perfect person for the job. Super hard worker and very intelligent. I'm not trying to blow up your head, but it takes a special person for those type of jobs. And definitely been prepared for it. So that's awesome. So outside of track and field and school and work, what are some of your passions and hobbies? What do you like doing for fun?
I love to eat. I, I love, if I could just buy food,
What kind of food?
anything. Well, no, I'm not gonna say anything. It it really just depends on the mood I'm in. Majority of the time, you can ask a lot of my friends, I'm either gonna get hibachi or I'm gonna get Mexican food. More than likely,
Okay.
get Mexican. I love Cinco's. I just like to eat, and I like to shop. That's my second addiction. Is shop. So if I'm not doing anything else, I'm either eating or I'm probably ordering clothes that I don't need.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, awesome. It's been awesome talking with each other on this video podcast. And so to wrap it up, I like to ask everyone that comes on Galvanize with Gavin, if you had to pick your favorite motivational quote, what would it be?
Um, God is within her; she will not fail.
Mm.
46 verse 5. That's definitely
What more time?
Psalms 46 verse 5.
And what does it say again?
God is within her; she will not fail.
Mm.
That's gotten me through a lot.
That's powerful.
A
That's
whole lot.
yeah.
That's my favorite quote. Well, quote.
Yeah. Yeah. The quote as well.
It is.
Yeah, that's so maybe about that, like what would be um some encouragement that you could offer to others, that Bible verse could help, how it's helped you through your life, would you say?
I would say it's helped me just knowing that I can pretty much get through anything. If it's been placed in my path, it wouldn't have been placed there for no reason. So it's like I might go through a lot of challenges to get through it, and I might, fall a couple times, bump my head, but eventually I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna just keep going. So I don't ever try to say that I failed at anything. If anything, I always be like, I just learned this. Like I learned a lesson through this, and I know next time, okay, we're gonna do this better, or we just not gonna do that no more, and we just gonna pick another route. So it has just made me realize like I'm not a failure in life, because I know sometimes college, especially your freshman year, it's like too much at one time, and you might have personal issues going on in your life. So it's like, you know what, I just can't do it. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna fail anyway. So you can't think. It's like what you put into it mentally is what you're gonna get out of it. So just positive, have a positive mind, and it'll come out a-okay.
No, that's awesome. That was gold right there. Thanks for sharing, and thanks Teauna for coming on Galvanize the Gavin video podcast. Enjoyed having you.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It's my first podcast. I've never did a podcast before.
There you go. First for everything. All right. Thanks so much again, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all for tuning in to the Galvanize with Gavin podcast. I hope you were inspired and empowered to reach your fullest potential in life. For more resources, visit gavinjohns.com. For businesses interested in sponsoring the podcast, visit gavinjohns.com/sponsor. Thank you all, and God bless.